Hey, welcome to That Vinyl channel. I'm That Vinyl Guy Boz. This is my third and final massive STYX collection video. I've had 3 so far. Check out my other 2. I showed a lot of great stuff and hope everybody's doing great tonight. I know Adrian is out there. Adrian, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. And okay. So yes, I've been collecting STYX out records since I was in junior high school, and I've amassed quite a bit of a collection, and yay! And so I'm gonna get started here. I have no more box sets to show you. If I had another box set, I would show it to you. So I don't have any more, but I do have a bunch of 45s here to show you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on those. So the first one here is a 45. This is from a radio station. This is from a Baptist church radio station. And they did interviews with rock bands, Led Zeppelin, Beatles, Boss Skaggs, all these groups, Kansas. And actually did interviews with these groups and put these interviews up on their Baptist channel. Of course, they're looking for a religious angle. So, but STYX did theirs, and that's what this one here is. And you see it says STYX right on it. And again, it's called What's It All About? And it was put on by a guy named Bill Huey. So very cool to have. By the way, if you want to hear this interview, it is on my channel. I have an actual STYX playlist, and I have about maybe 20 videos out there or so, interviews, and talking about the albums and stuff like that. So if you check out my playlist, you can find this out there. I recorded it and put it out there, and you can hear it. So I have that. What else do I have here? Let me make some room here. This here is Music Time, which is off of the 1984 album, Caught in the Act. It was the only studio song they did. I do believe this was done with not with Tommy Shaw, so but that's fine. And it is the standard U.S. pressing of it. So there's that nice picture sleeve. I also have a test pressing of that same song, Music Time. So show it up there. There you go. So very cool. Let me see if I can get a little closer so I'm not stretching so much. So I have this is a I believe this is German. This is Sing for the Day, and it has Superstars on the B side. I do believe the US version had Queen of Spades on the B side, but the German version has Superstars on the B side. And this is on Pieces of 8, and this is what the label for that looks like. Here's another German one, CBS Blitz information. This is just a promo copy. That's what the picture sleeve looks like. And this is for Music Time, and it has Heavy Metal Poisoning on the B side, which is, yeah, you know, some of the early STYX 45s, for some reason, I noticed this, they would put like, if the A side had a song from Cornerstone, then the B side would have a song from the previous album, which would have been Pieces of 8. And then if it was Pieces of 8 on the A side, it might have put a song from, or not Pieces of 8, the previous album was Grand Illusion. If they put a Grand Illusion on the A side, they would put Pieces of 8 on the B side. So they would do that. So they kind of did this with this, because Music Time is from the 1984 album. On the B side, they put Heavy Metal Poisoning, which is off the 1983 album. So anyways, something to notice about STYX 45s. And, oh, thanks, Adrian. I appreciate that. Hope you enjoy it. So on my last show, I showed the What a Nickel version of Lady, which was a promo copy. It had a mono version on the A side and a stereo version on the B side. This is the commercial version of the 45-volt Lady. This has just a stereo version Lady on this side, and Children of the Land, which is another cut off of see another Children of the Land. That's from the very first STYX album. So Lady is from the second STYX album, and Children of the Land, I'm almost positive, is from the first STYX album. So there's another example where they did that. Anyways, wasn't Children of the Land from the first album? I'm almost positive it was. Anyways, we have a cool version of Mr. Roboto. This is a German pressing of it. And this is the picture sleeve. And here is they put it on a silver label. So kind of cool, a silver A&M label. This is the standard US version of the same 45, Mr. Roboto. They stylized the Roboto a little differently here. So it's a little different. And the label is a little different. Here's the US label and here's the German label. So it's a little different. But anyways, both from 1983. Have a promo copy of Babe. It has it's the single edit. It has the mono on one side and the stereo on the other. Kind of cool. This is a Portuguese version. This is actually from Portugal. This is a Portuguese version of The Best of Times. So here's what the Portuguese label looks like. So there you go. I'm not sure it's on the B side. Let's see, The Best of Times on the A side, and they have Lights. There again, they have Lights, which is on Cornerstone, which is the previous album, and then they have Best of Times. So I don't know why they did that. Why did they do that? Why did they take the B side and take a cut off the previous album and make that the B side? It's kind of weird, isn't it? I can't think of any other band that actually did that. Anyways, moving on. And we just had Lights, which is on the B side, but Lights with its own single here. So that's Lights off of Cornerstone. And this is a UK version of it. And that's the label. I wonder what's on the B side. Anybody knows? Renegade, which is another older cut, right? So there you go. Don't Let It In. This is... I think this is probably from the Netherlands, it looks like. Don't Let It End. That's what the label looks like. And that's my dog, Bruce. And they have Rockin' the Paradise on the other side, which is from the previous album. Really weird. They have Too Much Time on My Hands on this side. This is a UK 45 with a small hole. And they have Queen of Spades on this side. So pretty cool. If you didn't see that, bring it up so you can see it. Too Much Time on My Hands. Pretty cool. This is a collectible version on the STYX Memories, which is, I don't know, I think this should be the A side. I think it's a double A side actually, because both of these were singles. But this is, and they're both, and it says LP versions as well, but these are two songs off of the 1990 album Edge of the Century. And matter of fact, I'll take it out so you can see it better. That's Show Me the Way. And on this side is Love at First Sight. No, Love at First Sight is from Cornerstone. I'm sorry. I was thinking Love was the Ritual, but this is Love at First Sight, which is off of Cornerstone. So Love at First Sight, which was going to be a single off of Cornerstone before, from what I've heard, I don't know if, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody in the band, but from what I've heard, Tommy Shaw really got upset because they put out Babe as a single, and Love at First Sight is another ballad. And they were thinking about putting that out as the next single. Tommy Shaw kind of got upset that he didn't want another ballad put out. So they, instead of putting out Love at First Sight, they put out Why Me. So, or it could have been JY. I'm going by memory, but I'm pretty sure they said that Tommy Shaw was really upset that they were going to put out Love at First Sight as a single behind Babe, two, ballads. But I love, that's a great song off of Cornerstone, Love at First Sight. So anyways, very cool. Here's a very interesting one. This is a French 45. It comes in this pink A&M company sleeve, which is pretty cool just by itself, right? So on this side, we have A&M, and it's the Best of Times. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not going to get it up here so you can see it. Best of Times. But on the B side, it's the CBS, and this is actually a Toto song, A Goodbye Eleanor. So they got a STYX song on one side, and they have a Toto song on the other side, which is pretty cool. Usually, you can tell French 45s because they have these stamps. You see this stamp right here? This reddish stamp? So they stamp all the 45s that come in and to make sure that they get taxed. So that's how you can tell the 45s, the French 45s. I have several French 45s with the stamps on them. Yeah, very nice shape. So I got it backwards. Let me turn it around real fast. Although I do love Toto as well. Toto is up there, my like top 5 bands, maybe top 10. But pretty cool. Have Renegade, just a standard Renegade, a U.S. pressing from Pieces of 8 with a Sing for the Day on the B side. I talked about that on my first one, why they did what they did with Renegade. They put out Sing for the Day and as a single with the catalog number 2110, and it didn't do very well on the charts, but Renegade was actually becoming very popular in the Midwest. So they went ahead and pulled Sing for the Day and replaced it with Renegade and give it the same catalog number 2110. So you'll find A&M 2110 for both Renegade and for Sing for the Day. I don't know why A&M gave them both the same catalog number. That's interesting. Also have a Forget Me Not here, which is a nice A&M series of records, and this one has Blue Collar Man on this side, and it has Lorelei on this side. So pretty cool. Make sure that you can read it. Blue Collar Man. Yeah, I keep all my 45s in boxes. If you look behind me, let me see about, okay, so over here. So you see these gray boxes down here on the floor? So all these gray boxes, I have about 90 of these boxes all around my room. Some on the top shelves, some on the bottom shelves. But each box has between 100 to 125 45s in each box. I got about 10,000 45s. So, but keeping them in these boxes, it keeps the dust off of them. So it keeps them all pristine. So this is the last one I'm going to show, and it's kind of interesting. So there's a company out there called Meep Records, M-E-E-P. No, they're not paying me for this. I wish they would. But what they'll do for you is they will press a record just for you. Any record you want, any song you want. Just send them the MP3 file or the WAV file, and they will actually press that onto a polycarbonate record. Polycarbonate is what they make CDs out of. So it's plastic. It's similar to vinyl, but it's a different type of plastic. But you can definitely play them on record players. So what I did was, there's a song I really like off this album, which is I'm having a brain fart now. This is not Edge of Century. This is, anyways, whatever the album is. Hate to stop and look it up. I'm just having a brain freeze. But anyways, this is a STYX album, and there's a song on this album I really like called Number One. It's a really, really great song. And so I contacted Meep and I sent them this picture, which is the picture of the cover of the CD, and went to Amazon and purchased a copy of Number One, which is $1, and because that's, you know, when you do that, it's a very high quality file. So I purchased that song, Number One, and then I sent that to Meep, and then they made this record for me. It's playable. It plays on any record player. It's kind of like a flexi disc. It's a little bit thicker than a flexi disc. You can't bend it so much, but it's pretty cool. It's one of a kind. So, anyways. So that's all my 7-inch singles to show you here. First thing up front. So again, I hope everybody's doing great. Got a lot of stuff to show you here. So I'm going to move on to this. Now, on my last show, I did show this, which is Big Bang Theory, a CD, and I got it signed, which is great. It came out 2003. And it's of covers, and let me see if I can show you some of the covers here that they did. It's just an album of covers. So here's all. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll read them off to you. It's I'm the Walrus, I Can See for Miles, I Can't Find My Way Home, It Don't Make Sense, You Can't Make Peace, I Don't Need a Doctor, One Way Out, Salty Dog, Summer of the City, Manic Depression, Talking About the Good Times, Locomotive Breath, Wishing Well, and they redid their Blue Collar Man and Find the Cost of Freedom. So they covered all these songs, and it's a really good CD. They did a good job on it. Well, what I didn't show you last week was I have a interview. This is called Inside the Big Bang Theory with STYX. This is an interview with the band. I don't know if you can see there or not, but it's an interview with the band. It's an hour long, a radio interview, all talking about this album and why they decided to make it, what influenced the songs they chose, and that kind of thing. It's a really good interview. I put up by BMG. So, cool stuff. Big Bang Theory. So next thing I want to show you is something pretty interesting, and has to do with this album here, which is Cyclorama. I forgot what year this came out. 2000 and it was early. My eyes are not all that great. I'm trying to find a year here. So looks like it's saying 2003 as well, but is that right? Anyways, whatever. It came out early, and Cyclorama, it's a really good album put out by them. And so I have something here that's interesting. I have this, which is a promotional only version of this CD. And this is what the CD that came with it looks like. So what's interesting about this is the picture on the front is different. I want to show you here. Very different. Make sure I'm getting him in there. Am I getting him in there? So there you go. So this one here is, I think, an early draft that they were going to do. The carrot's not shiny. It's a matte. It's not as clean looking. If you look in the sky is a little bit cloudy, like it either is going to rain or just had rained. The guys down below that are circling the carrot are different than on the standard release. They are wearing rain jackets and I believe hats. Maybe, yeah, hats. And they're wearing hats like rain gear, and they're wearing boots that you wear for like going fishing or walking through the water. And on the bottom and on the ground, there's puddles of water and you see sand. Okay, so this is I think this was an early draft of the cover that they were going to use for Cyclorama. But if you look at the cover that they ended up going with, it's a very different cover. The carrot is shiny, it's much cleaner looking. The ground is all covered with water. There's no land, but it's shimmering. The guys surrounding the carrot are wearing what looks like suits. There's no hats. They're wearing business shoes, it looks like. So definitely a different look for the. And I'll zoom up on the guys and below, and I'll show you the other one too, so you can see the difference. A really different look for the so I think this one was a it says promotional, not for sale. And it was 2003, by the way. It has a copyright here of 2003. Yeah. So I think this is an early draft of it that they ended up not going with, and they ended up going with this instead. But it's cool to have this because it's a different version of the cover. Anyway, have that. So between 2001 and 2005, I purchased several bootleg CDs off of eBay of STYX concerts, and I have them here. I'm going to show them to you. So this one here is live at the Silver Legacy in Reno, Nevada, September 2001. And this is what the inside looks like. Just a regular CD. And that's a track listing for this CD. And I also have another one here. This is the Live Illusion, live in Tokyo, June 13th in 1982. And that's what that looks like on the inside. And I'll show you the track listing on the back for this one. There you go. This one here, STYX, live at San Mateo County Fair, August 14, 2001. This is a double CD, so there's two CDs in here. And here's the track listing if you want to take a look at it. Try to get up there and make sure you can see it. This one here is Dennis DeYoung. And this was from Syracuse, New York, from April 28th, 2003. This is interesting because I remember listening to this. I believe he is doing a private show for a company called Cisco. I think it's SYSCO. Now Cisco does a lot of food service stuff, makes ketchup and condiments and stuff like that for food service. And he talks about that in the concert. He goes, "It's great to be here with Cisco. Maybe I can leave with a big jar of mayonnaise." So he makes a joke about it, but I believe it was a private concert for maybe some big wigs at Cisco. I don't really know, but here's the track listing that he does. So Desert Moon, Show Me the Way, Mr. Roboto, Best of Times, summertime. Pretty cool. And we have live at Caesar Tahoe. I think this is Las Vegas. December 28th, 2002. So that's what inside looks like. And the track listing if you want to check it out. And last but not least, another double CD set. This one is live at Chronicle Pavilion, Concord, California, May 22nd, 2004. Here's what the front looks like. And there's no track listing on the back. They got it on the inside, so I'll show you the inside if you want to see the track listing. So there you go. So those are all the bootleg CDs that I have. I really can't find these today. Matter of fact, I'm on a Facebook group, a STYX Facebook group, and I mentioned these, and a couple of people was wanting to buy them, asking me if they're for sale. I go, I'm sorry, they're not for sale. I'm keeping a hold of these. I do play these every so often. I listen to them. I enjoy them. So I'm not selling them. Sorry. So we're going to move on to my LPs here. I got about maybe 40 of them, 30 to 40 of them here to show you. So again, if you have any questions, just put in the chat room. I'll be happy to answer any questions for you. Any favorite albums, let me know. Any favorite songs, let me know. But yeah, so first one I want to show you here is a picture disc of Pieces of 8. Came out in 1978. I bought this brand new, so pretty cool. On the back is the actual cover it came in. So, and there is the hype sticker that was in it. So I always do this with my picture discs. I put them in. You don't want to keep picture discs inside these sleeves because these are PVC. Okay, and PVC is not good to store a vinyl record in because if the temperature is not kept in a certain range and stuff like that, it can cause damage to the record. So you want to separate it. So I put them in the back. And I put the record into a standard sleeve that's not bad for the record. A standard plastic sleeve that's not bad for the record. So this is a little tight though, but yeah. So I do that with all my picture discs. So there you go. So next is an interesting one here. So this is not really STYX per se. So this is Mach 1. That's the name of the album, and this is the United States Air Force Rock Band. Okay. The reason why this is in this STYX section is because, and I'll show you the back here too, because they do a couple STYX covers actually. Matter of fact, it's all covers. They do a Kansas, Starship. Don't know what Jump Up is, but I think they do three STYX covers. They do Renegade, which is on the top. Let's see if we can get it there. Yeah, Renegade. They do Why Me. I believe that's STYX. Yeah, DeYoung. Okay, and they do Fooling Yourself. And they do Fooling Yourself. So they do 3 STYX covers on this album, which is very cool because there aren't a whole lot of covers of STYX songs out there. People just don't cover STYX songs that much. So when I saw this album and saw that they had, that's my washing machine. Every once in a while it makes that noise. Sorry guys. And that's my dog too. So anyway, so yeah, so that's why I got this, because they cover 3 STYX songs on this album. So pretty cool. So the next here is Man of Miracles, which is the 4th and final album put out by STYX on the Word of Nickel label. And this is the Canadian pressing. I know I've shown pretty much Canadian pressings of pretty much all or most of their other Word of Nickel, and this is the last one I got to show. And it's a ton of gold RCA label. So pretty cool. Came out in 1974. Here's interesting. So this is a super disc of Cornerstone. Now, super disc is put up by a company over here, a company called Nautilus, and show you the logo on top. Nautilus super disc. Listen to the difference, right? So this was a competitor to MoFi, Mobile Fidelity. So it's half-speed mastered, and they put out quite a few albums in the 80s. And had a interesting little label, a Nautilus label. It has the A&M logo on it. I forgot what the actual inside looks like. It's a gatefold, so it's a standard cover, very similar, but it's a gatefold, and yeah, it's just a standard gatefold. What you would see in the trifold. So pretty cool. Put that there. So next is I have a STYX interview put out on 2 LPs with a guy called Jimmy Roach. STYX interview, Jimmy Roach from 1978. I'll show you what this is what they typed at the radio station. STYX interview with Jimmy Roach from 1978. So it's 2 LPs. That's the first LP and that's the second LP, and it has them on all 4 sides. So very good interview. What else I have here? Let's see. I have the 40th anniversary. I think it's 40th, right? The 40th anniversary of the Grand Illusion. And this was done on green vinyl. Let me bring it up, show it to you. Green vinyl, pretty cool. So that's the 40th anniversary release. I bought this directly from the STYX World, the official STYX website. So this is, I bought this, I was probably in the 10th grade, I believe, when I bought this. So this is the STYX Radio Special. This is from 1977. This is interview with them up through the Grand Illusion. And which I think earlier I flipped that. I think I said earlier the Grand Illusion was after Pieces of 8, but it's wrong. Pieces of 8 was after the Grand Illusion. So I'm old, I'm sorry. So anyways, yes. So pretty cool. It's an interview with the band. And I'll show you the inside of this. No, that interview is not on my playlist. There is, I think there's 4 STYX interviews on my playlist. So, or 5, I think there's 5. If you count Dennis DeYoung, there might be 6. It might be 6. So there's a Dennis DeYoung interview. I think there's maybe 4 STYX interviews, but not that one. So I want to put that one up eventually. I have probably 5 more interviews that I haven't recorded yet that are not up on my channel. So this is what this looks like outside of the plastic, and that's what the back looks like, and this is what the inside looks like. So, and this is what the label looks like. So anyways, so yeah, so I've had this for quite a long time. one of the few records that I have from that time. Because what happened was I went into the military after I got to high school, and I tried college for a while, but it just wasn't for me. And I was just immature. I'll tell you right now, I was immature, and I'd rather spend the day with my friends, and instead of going to class. And I figured joining the military, and that would help me mature, and it did. Joining the military is the best thing I ever did. It really taught me everything I need to know to be mature. And but I had about 200 records when I went into the military, and I was living in a small little apartment, and I didn't have anywhere to store them. So I sold them all to a local record store. I think I kept about 10, including this one, and I gave this to my mom to hold for me. But I didn't want my mom to hold all 200 of them. That was just too much. So I pulled out 10 that I really wanted, and this was one of them. So yeah. So anyways, moving on. This is another STYX interview, Robert W. Morgan, Special of the Week from 1979. So let me get up here and bring it up to the screen. You can take a peek at it. So this interview is on my channel, and it has a paper here talking about the interview and what's on it and stuff. So, but this interview is on my channel, Adrian. Exactly. You know, my mom wanted me to go to college, so and I actually took a year off. I worked construction, heavy equipment, that sort of thing. And then after that year was over, I went ahead and enrolled in college. And I went for a year. But you know what? Half the time, hate to say it though, you know what? I was big into computers, and a friend of mine, high school, he had a computer in his house. And I didn't have a computer, but he had one. So I was spending a lot of time at his house on his computer, and I learned a lot. And when I went to college, they had a computer room. And instead of going to class, like I was supposed to be doing, I was spending all day in the computer lab. Well, today, I'm a computer engineer. So it paid off that way. I actually did end up going back to college. I did end up getting my degree after I got out of the military. So I did go back to college. I did finish that, but yeah, that's what I do now. I have a degree in computer engineering. So, anyways, so it paid off that way. Oh, Randall, you went to the Air Force. Very cool. Nice. Yeah, I was in the Navy. I was stationed on the forestall. My mom got me this Forrestal shirt for my birthday recently, and I was in the Navy from '86 until 90 or 91. So, anyways, that's that interview. So, how are you doing tonight, Randall? It's good to see you. And I also have another Robert W. Morgan interview. This one's from 1980. So it's a different interview. It's a year later. And this one is on my channel as well. It says STYX interview from 1980. Can't miss it. So have that one. So I have something pretty interesting here. And so this is Paradise Theater. And I know I've shown you all several of these because I collect different variants of Paradise Theater. I have about 12 of them. So, but this one is pretty interesting. First of all, it's not a gatefold. Most of the Paradise Theaters are gatefolds, and this is not a gatefold. This is just a standard cover. And for some reason, it has a barcode on it. See up here, it has a barcode. Now this came out in '81. I think this album actually did come out in 1981. In 1981, barcodes were not all that common on things. They were just starting to appear. And Other than current versions of this album, I can't. There's no barcodes on any of the other albums. But why they put a barcode on this one, I have no idea. But Mega Jeff, yeah, I knew Mega Jeff was in the military, but I didn't know when. So most of these albums have a purple stylized label, and I'll show it to you here if you want to see it. Here's another one to show you. Actually, I got a lot of these. Here's a purple stylized label, very common to see on these records. But this one, for some reason, and this is a U.S. pressing, by the way. This one, and it does have the laser etching on it. It's hard to make it out on the camera. But for some reason, this has, and I'll show you here up front, this has the old style gray and brown A&M label. Very, very hard to come by or find on Paradise Theater. I don't know why they did this. But by the way, that writing you see there, I didn't do that. It came when I bought this. I believe this came from a DJ. So the DJ probably did that. Well, yeah, so very, very cool. Yeah, I didn't know Mega Jeff was in the military. I mean, I knew Mega Jeff was in the military, but I didn't know what years he was in. So, let me put this back here, like that. Get it back in there. So that was very interesting on this label, and like I said earlier, but it's interesting with this one because most of these purple stylized label have both tracks on one side and a black label on the other. This one has the standard purple stylized label on both sides, on the A side and the B side, instead of having the black label. So it's pretty interesting. I think this does have the, yeah, it does have the laser etching on it. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe. A little bit there. So anyways, like I said, I do collect these albums. There's some with the gatefold, without the gatefold, with the laser etching, without laser etching, different variations of the label. Yeah. I won't quote you, Randall, I promise. Here's something very cool. This is STYX Icon. Picked it up on Walmart. It is the greatest hits. They put it out on orange vinyl. So it has all the greatest hits on it. Bring it up so you can see it. But it's got Blue Collar Man, Come Sail Away, Babe, Mr. About It, Fooling Yourself, Too Much Time. I think they're all and Lady on it as well. So I think they're all the LP versions, not the single versions. I think I have two of these. I think I might have already showed this to you before, but this is STYX Pieces of 8. This is a Canadian pressing, and it's on. I guess I have two copies of it. I didn't realize I did, but it's on yellow vinyl, or gold vinyl, as they say. So. Pretty cool. I have a Best of STYX, the standard copy on the wooden nickel, on the US, on the wooden nickel. So they came out, I think, around 75. This is interesting here. So this one is a tribute to STYX. So a bunch of different artists and bands got together and covered a bunch of STYX songs. So I'll show you the track listing here. Kelly Hansen and the Foreigner, Alex Mitchell, Circus of Power, Babe, and Don't Know the End. So pretty cool. And it's on pink vinyl. So this one I found in a used record store somewhere, I don't remember. This is a later pressing of STYX 2. Came out in 1973, I believe. It's a second release, and it has Lady on it. But it has what appears to be James Young's signature. It does look like a signature. I do have a couple other things that I know he signed. It does look like it. I always assumed it was a signature. They didn't charge a premium for it, you know, but whether it is or not, I can't say for absolutely sure, but I do believe it's James Young's signature on this. So that's pretty cool. This is the debut album for STYX. Came out in 1973 as well, or 70? Is it 72? Might have been 72. This is a German copy of it. It's on the German orange RCA label. So that's a debut album. There's an interesting version here that I have. So this is Caught in the Act. Came out in 1984. I have several versions of it in my collection. I showed you actually, I think in my last live. But this is a Korean version. If you notice, it's not a gatefold. It's just a single LP. It holds one LP. So what they did here is they took select tracks. And here, I'll show you the track listing here. Select tracks on the two sides. So that's all they have on this. They have, of course, in Korean, and this is on this. I'll take out the record. I'll show you the label. So that's what the label looks like. Upside down, but you get the idea. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to find this this Korean version with just the one LP. And they had this in there too, which is from the LP. So this here is interesting. This here is like an abomination I made. So without going into too deep about this, so I bought this record here, which is also Korean. I believe this is Korean as well, but this is older Korean. This is like back in the 70s, and it's floppy. That's what they did with the covers, and they pretty much used photocopy versions of the cover. Okay, it's probably unofficial. So that's what it looks like. So I bought this off of eBay, and the guy sent it in a floppy mailer. Okay, and when I got it, the record was cracked. So I ended up throwing the record out, and the guy gave me a refund. And of course, but I kept this cover. It's a cool cover, right? But I didn't know what to do with it, but I kept it. So about maybe 6 months ago, I was looking on eBay, and I'm always looking for weird albums on eBay for STYX. And somebody had the Nautilus version, Pieces of 8, without the cover for a pretty cheap price. So again, Nautilus is the half-speed mastered. So I went ahead and bought this. It's Pieces of 8, so it's the Nautilus half-speed mastered, Pieces of 8, and I paired it with this Pieces of 8. So now at least there's a record with the cover. It may not be the right record, but it's a record. So anyways, have that. Am I the only person who Frankenstein's records every once in a while, or do y'all do that as well? So this here is a gray market bootleg STYX radio broadcast from 1977. back looks like. This is from the Grand Illusion tour. So it also has Midnight Ride on it, which is really cool. I really like Midnight Ride. That's a song off of their Equinox album. The only song that they did with cowbell. So, but it's cool to have that live version on here. Also, Sweet Mountain Blue, Miss America, Folding Yourself, Come Sail Away, Lady in the Grand Illusion. But it's a radio broadcast from 1977. Pretty cool. So, this here is, what is this collection? I think this is the greatest. Yeah, so this here is a German pressing, and this is the greatest, another greatest hits of the Wood and Nickel songs. Okay, but they put it in this format instead. So, and it's on this almost like teal blue label, RCA label. So here's something interesting. This here is a record that I actually liked earlier. Remember I showed you this earlier? I got with Meep and Meep Records and Meep pressed this for me. So this is a one-of-a-kind record they pressed for me. Well, this is one of a kind as well. So it's on purple vinyl, and it's one-sided. Single-sided, so nothing on this side. And this is my wife says I say it wrong. It's a lathe or lath. Lathe, I think it's lathe. There's a lathe cut record. So they actually cut this for me, and again I bought the files from well, I couldn't buy all the files. I bought 2 of the files from Amazon. The other one is not available for sale, so I ripped it off of YouTube. But what this is, and I bring it up here so you can see it. So this has 3 songs on it. This has Tommy Shaw's version of A Sweet Emotion, which is an Aerosmith cover. And it has a Dennis DeYoung cover it has Pinball Wizard by Dennis DeYoung, which is a Who song originally. So I guess I'll put that back later. And then it has another Tommy Shaw song, cover, Money from Pink Floyd, where Tommy Shaw sang it. So it has those 3 songs on this record. And I had the record specifically made. So pretty cool to have. So we have this Vinyl is Beautiful, which is a company that puts out reissues. Vinyl is Beautiful, and this is Pieces of 8, and they put it out on silver vinyl. So limited edition, 1,000 copies. And you got a Japanese version here, Cornerstone, pretty cool. Usually there's some kind of, usually these Japanese records have a special insert. Oh, wow. It came with that. Now that is really shiny compared to what we got here in the US. Ours is not this shiny. Look at this. It's like a mirror. That's what the inner sleeve is on the Japanese one. Look at this. Look how shiny that is. It's just like, that's like crazy. Ours is more grayish. But this is really, really, really silver. See that? So pretty cool. I guess I don't have. Usually they have some kind of an inner paper talking about the record in Japanese and in English. Another vinyl is beautiful. This one is Cornerstone. Limited to 1,000 copies again, but put out on red vinyl. That's the red vinyl there. And we have another vinyl is beautiful, Paradise Theater. I know you're all tired of seeing this record. That's probably the last one I'm going to show you because I'm about done with them. But put out them. This is actually, you can't tell, but it's actually on blue vinyl. So we have a Canadian audiophile pressing here, which is another competitor to MoFi. Another high-speed mastered audiophile version of it, but this is Cornerstone. And that's what the label looks like, the audiophile label. So pretty cool. Have a Japanese version of Killroy Was Here. This is my favorite STYX album, by the way. I know I probably mentioned that already. So, but my favorite STYX album. Here's something that I've been a STYX fan for a really long time, and I've come across a lot of STYX records. I dig for them all the time. But I was on a website called Eel. I don't know how you pronounce it. For a long time, I kept calling it Ellie, but I was mixing. I was getting the E and the L and the I turned around. I kept calling it Ellie before I realized I looked closely. I go, wait a minute, that's not Ellie, that's Eel. That's EIL. It's a website. It's over in the UK, and they sell a lot of vinyl. Kind of sort of like how Gem used to do. For those that remember Gem, G-E-M-M, back in the late 90s and the 2000s, the website called Gem. Anyways, very similar to Gem. People would put their records for sale on Eel, and then they would take a cut of it and send you the record. But anyways, this was on Eel, and I never heard of it before, or even seen it before. So this is called Rock Galaxy. And I'll bring it up and let you see it. Basically, again, this is German. And this is the inside of it. Nice picture of the band, of the old band with John Saralewski. Man, JY over here is on the end. He's really, really young, isn't he? Over here, that's JY. Anyways, great picture of the band. So what they did here is they took, it's called Rock Galaxy, right? But it's two LPs. What they did here is they took the STYX debut album, and it's the first LP is the entire STYX debut album, and then they took STYX 2, which is their second album, and made it the second LP. So really, it's the first two STYX albums in one album. So it's pretty interesting. So of course I had to buy it. That's what the label looks like. Rock Galaxy. Pretty cool. All right, so somebody else that realized Killroy. Yeah, it's an awesome album. So this is Crash of the Crown album they put out, what, 4 years ago, I think now? 3 or 4 years ago. So this is a clear vinyl variant. So a friend of mine about a year ago, he was here looking through. My wife is selling baseball cards because she got hold of some baseball cards for somebody to sell for them, and she was going through all these baseball cards, and she made a friend who was buying baseball cards, and he came over here and he saw my record collection, and he saw how much I like STYX. So the next time he came back to buy more baseball cards, he brought this back with him, and this is a signature of I think Garin, Lawrence Garin. And that his son got. His son was Scott. his son saw them live and I guess met him and got this signature, but it was kind of laying around the house and they weren't doing anything with it. So he grabbed it and he gave it to me. Hope he didn't steal it from his son. I hope he got permission. I'm assuming he did. But it's cool to have, so I put it inside this record. And that is the grand finale. That is all of my STYX albums. I know some of them seem duplicated, but I have different variants. I have different from different countries. So Japan and Germany and Canada and the U.S. and the Netherlands. So yeah, but that was pretty much everything in my collection that has to do with STYX. So does anybody have any questions for me or talk about anything about STYX? I know Adrian was saying that Cookware was a favorite album. First STYX album that I bought brand new, bought it from Service Merchandise when it first came out back in 1983. I still remember taking it out of the sleeve and what the brand new vinyl smelled like and putting it on my record player. I had this huge console record player back then and in my room. With a BSR changer in it. And I remember putting it on there and playing that record for the first time. And of course, the very first track is Mr. Roboto. And I remember listening to that and awesome album. And but of course, I had several STYX albums up to that point that I bought secondhand, not new. But this was the very first, probably the very first album I ever bought new. Was probably that STYX Cookware was here. So yeah. So I'm open for anybody else to say anything. Or now next week is going to be I'm changing it up a little bit. I'm showing you everything that I have that has to do with Heart and I believe Foreigner and John Cougar Mellencamp or John Mellencamp, whichever way you look at it. So I'm going to pull those out and show you all those. And then the week after that, I'm going to do, I'm going to start doing probably the first of the month. Every month, I'm going to show you all the records that I've played in the previous month. I have a pile behind me on the couch behind me, just piling up of records that I've played this month. And then not next week, but the following week, I'll show you all the records that I played. So I'll try to do that the first week of every month. So, but that's it. That's all I got for you today. I'm really thankful for all y'all watching out there, and if you're watching after the broadcast. So, but yeah, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'm gonna call it a show. If there's not any questions or anything else, Randall, I appreciate you stopping by. And but that's it. All right. So I will see you all next week for that show, and you all have a good night.